Greetings, everybody. So here in 2 Corinthians 11:2, what is Paul speaking of when he says pure virgin, stand by to Christ? Well, obviously it has something to do with the parable of the 10 virgins, according to those who would be sober-minded, not foolish. So a pure virgin would be according to in pureness and knowledge, in farness from grimming, meaning long suffering against those who are being incompliant to the well announcement, or those who are acting out of badness, in mildness, in the Holy Spirit, in unhypocritical love, meaning there can be hypocritical love, just like there can be hypocritical faithing. Which brings us to the epistle of the Philippians, where Paul writes in Philippians chapter 1, verses 15 through 18, we read, "Some herald the Christ, even because of envy and strife, but some also because of well-deeming that abides. The one out of love, pure, unhypocritical, perceiving that I lie here for the vindication of the well announcement. But the others down announce Christ out of strift, not purely, which would be foolish, imagining to awaken affliction for me in my bonds." What is it then? Whereas that in every manner, whether in pretext or truth, Christ is down announced, and in this I am joyful, but also I will be made joyful. So Paul is joyful concerning the truth, but he will be made joyful concerning those according to pretext, not purely. Those who are down announcing according to strift and envy and strife, etc. So again, those giving themselves to Christ as pure virgin, unhypocritical faith, unhypocritical love, will be those who will enter the wedding feasts when the door of the wedding opens in conjunction with the middle of the night, which is the parabolic second watch time, concluding at midnight, where then those who are according to not purely strife, hypocrisy, etc., Paul said he will be made joyful on account of them, because Paul also understood that their finishing will come into the cock's voice, completion of the right hand at midnight. So thereupon, all of those virgins awakening is the resurrection. And they're adorning their brightening lamps. All of them have lamps here, but only 5 have oil, which oil is a figure of rejoicing, which is in the bride chamber, pre-entering the wedding. Where, of course, those down announcing Christ out of strift is certainly not joy, rejoicing. It's not pure virgin. So in Romans chapter 2, we read that, but those who are acting out of strift and are being incompliant to the truth versus pretext, but complying to the unrighteousness, wrath, and grimming, affliction and straightening room, affliction, great affliction, is upon every soul of the human, downworking badness of the Jew, also beforehand of the Hellene, which is the Greeks. But glory and value and peace is to everyone working the good. Peace, another fruit of the Spirit. Unhypocritical love, peace, faithing, farness from grimming, to the Jew, besides also beforehand to the Hellene. When we come to Galatians chapter 5 here, Paul writes, "But the works of the flesh are revealed, which any are whoredom, uncleanness, wantonness, idolatry, sorceries, enmities, strife, jealousness," which is an adjective, that's why it's translated this way, grimmings, strifts, dissensions, sects, divisions, okay? I'm of Paul, I'm of so-and-so, I'm of so-and-so. Envies, intoxications, boisterousnesses, another adjective, and things like these, of which I say to you beforehand, according as I also said, that those who are practicing such things will not law accordingly allot the regency of God. But that does not mean that those who are acting out of strife, not purely, can still come into the regency of God. What Paul is saying is that they will be locked out of the wedding and not given standby as pure virgin to Christ, but will be among the foolish virgins who had no oil in their lamps because they were not having seat in the bride chamber with their oil, the oil of rejoicing. Okay, so there's orders to the last days events to bring into the completion of Christ, where those who are not acting purely will be into the time of the great affliction. Again, affliction and straitened room is upon all every soul of the human, down-working, all regardingly down-working badnesses of the Jew, besides also beforehand of the Hellene.